Good day, my name is Jelvin Vicino, BSA Agronomy Section A. My presentation about basic element of supply and demand. The demand schedule. Both common sense and careful scientific observations show that amount of a commodity people buy depends on its price. The higher the price of an article, other things held constant, the fewer units consumers are willing to buy. The lower its market price, the more units of it all bought. The explosive growth in computer demand. We can illustrate the law of downward sloping demand for the case of personal computers or PCs. The price of the first PCs were high and their computer power was relatively modest. They were found in few business and even fewer homes. It is hard to believe that just 20 years ago students wrote most of their papers in longhand and did most calculation by hand or with simple calculators. Force behind the demand curve. The average income of consumer is a key to determinant of demand. People's incomes raise, individuals tend to buy more of almost everything, even if price doesn't change. The size of the market, measured say by the population, clearly affects the market demand curve. The supply schedule. The side of market typically involves the term on which business produce and sell their products. More precisely, the supply schedule relatives the quantity supply of a good to its market price, other things constant. Force behind the supply curve. One major element underlying the supply curve is the cost of production. When production costs for a good are low relative to the market price, it is profitable for producers to supply a great deal, which production costs are high relative to price. Firm produce little, switch to the production of other products, or may simply go out of business. Equilibrium of supply and demand. Up to this point, we have been considering demand and supply in isolation. We know the amounts that are willing bought and sold of each price. We have seen that consumer demand different amount of complex cars and computer as a function of these goods price. Similarly, production willing supplies different amount of these and other goods depending on their price. And that's the end of my presentation about um, basic basic element of supply and demand.